Welcome to São Paulo.
So we're here for Sexability. We have 2 weeks before to record some videos for the somatic consent work,
Yes. Yes.
and we are super excited to go to Sexability and having many interested, curious, sex positive
Brazilian people.
Brazilian people
Mhm. And international people
and
as well.
international people. And there are a
Yes.
lot of international people.
Because we can have a little bit of everything, right?
I think so. So how does the Brazilian people take? What do they need to hear to know that this is this is the best festival in the world? I've been to so many festivals over
Mm-hmm.
the last 20 years or so, and
Mm.
in all continents except
Mm.
Africa and
Mm.
Russia, but in Asia, yeah, maybe. Anyway, I've been on so many festivals, and Sexability is the best festival in the world in my experience because it's small, it's intimate,
Mm.
it's absolutely consent based. The people are coming, they are really embodied and in integrity.
Mm.
And I don't know what to say that people really get that this is the best festival. What does Brazilian people need to hear?
I think most of the people don't even know that festivals like sex positive spaces, they don't even know the concept, you know? So they need to first know that this type of thing exists. So there are some events happening around the world where people are kind of learning uh, to relate better, to have a more conscious relating with their sexuality as well, and what to do and how to deal with that when you are with your family, with your partners, with in your work or whatever. And they do that with different perspectives. Like tantra could be more like a sacred thing or conscious thing or meditative thing, or it depends. It comes from different perspectives, or BDSM or different, or art, or just playfulness and having fun and observing what happens when you put a bunch of adults that can do what they want. And there are different ways to deal with those, to bring the structure and to hold space for those people.
Mm.
And you have some opportunities around the world, and sexability is the best. So
How,
this
how
is
many? Sorry, how many Sexability festivals have you done? You have done last year here in Piracanga was the
Two.
first,
two.
and then you came to Sweden to the Sexability.
Mhm.
So what would you say in your experience, and
Mm.
for the Brazilian folks, for you guys, what is it that you need to hear to come that makes Sexability such a success and so safe? What do you think is the core?
Yes, consent based. Not just consent is not just a word in sexability, it's a practice, and this is kind of the the mindset in everyone who is holding space, the facilitators, the organization, and this is what we teach for the participants. Um, Also, one of my favorite things about sexability is having different possibilities of how I can explore or how I could explore. So, having Tantra, BDSM, having just a positive environment for whatever I want to explore, as long as I have this base in
Mm.
consent.
Mm.
And this is practicing a new culture, practicing being together for kind of a week with someone, with people around me, that we can create our own truth and express our authenticity without having to, yeah, to be afraid, because everybody is in the same journey.
Mhm. I mean, I've done, I think, 8 Sexabilities, so teaching
Wow.
on 8 Sexabilities. I think it's number 14 or 13, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Anyway, for me as a facilitator, I have to behave. Facilitator, they just come and teach you guys what we have learned over, I don't know, 20 years of experiencing stuff. And the thing is that I have to go as well on festivals where I'm not a facilitator, that I finally can get loose and have the experience that I want to have on a festival without
Mm.
behaving.
Mhm.
But I've seen people in sexability having so much fun, so much transformation, so much love, so much
Mm.
pleasure, so much joy, so much intimacy and depth and connection, and so many different aspects of diving deep in themselves spiritually, and it's just fantastic. But what is your highlight experience that you had in this two sexability? If if you feel like sharing in a kind of a um, uh, 18 plus video,
18 plus. Okay.
if you feel like.
My truth, I will just share my truth. In Sexability Sweden, I remember it was one of the last days, one of the last nights, and when I could see the playroom full of people, was like 150 people, and we were like, wow, it feels like art. It's like I would like to make a painting of this, because people like expressing their sexuality in different ways, and like everyone was doing such a different thing, and just being able to be there was like, wow, this is really something special. um,
Yeah, they're amazing workshops. So there are workshop leaders from Brazil, workshop leader from Europe, from Sweden, I'm from Germany, and we have all different flavors. And everything is based on the idea of consent. So when stuff is happening, that we're all in the right place together. Um, but then there are so many explorative workshops that you have the opportunity to have the experience that you want to have, because all the facilitator, we are on the same page with each other, and we're creating an environment that is really juicy, delicious, and transformative for you. But my experience in this events like Sexability is one specific thing, and that's the playroom.
yeah. The playroom.
Just for the playroom to come could be enough, and having the rest of the day just fun meeting people and just making new friends. And then you go to the playroom every night.
Yeah, this is my thing. This is what I do, and it's fun because my first Sexability, I was already in the playroom as a playroom coordinator. So I was also living my first experience in the playroom, and having the opportunity to go to Sweden as well and do the same thing. So I, for me, the playroom is such a special place, and is one of like the places that we are more taking care in Sexability, because we are aware of like, okay, this is a place for a lot of more freedom, so it's also a place for a lot more of support. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean the great thing is, so Alice is one of the star students of Somatic Consent. So she did the year training,
Yeah.
and she's a new kid on the block, kind of the rising star, this generation that needs to know all that stuff that we have explored, experienced, and now giving to another generation. Not that like that I'm that old, but I'm old enough to just like, inspire other people who coming in, who are much younger, who are just starting this kind of endeavor. So the interesting thing is that Alice is really educated in consent. She's educated in BDSM. She has her own background, and she taught last year at the Sexability in Piracanga or hold space for the playroom when I came there to support. And I was so proud of you, the way how you hold that place. It was so safe, and was so sacred and so beautifully. So people who come in, they're not getting lost. They're not feeling kind of abandoned or rejected. Everybody's getting included, and stuff is getting shared. And I was there, and I had such a good time. So that was really something to see you there, the way how you do that. So
Thank you.
I want to say that my acknowledgement and appreciation.
Thank
So.
you.
A last word for anybody for Sexability you want to share, instead of just come, but
Yeah.
anything else?
I mean, the first is just come. It will change your life. It has changed so many lives, and it's so beautiful to see like a year after the first version in Sexability, or like a few months after Sexability, so much transformation happened with everyone that I know, everyone that I kept in touch. It's also a beautiful opportunity to just meet great people, like the people that I love the most, the people that I respect and admire the most. They have been to Sexability.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my input. How about you?
Yeah. So, beside having fantastic workshops with amazing workshop leaders, it will be great food. It's in a really nice environment in nature, meeting nice people. We have great musicians. We have great art and dancing, and it's literally 6 days of rocking your world in the most positive, in the most sex positive way that you can imagine. So we're so looking forward to welcoming you. And if you have any question, please reach out to Elise, or you can reach out to me or to Lorenzo or anybody around the team and ask the question. So if you had some sex positive experiences on the festival, this one will definitely top it up. Or if you didn't have any experience on a sex positive festival, just come and join. And this is the perfect start, with the right people, with the right environment. And and we are we're non-binary. We are inclusive, all people, and we making sure that we speak in the language that is needed. All right, I'm super excited. It starts soon. We have limited tickets, so if the tickets are gone, it's gone. So we are an intimate festival, and we would love to have you. Au revoir. Bye bye.